There was a 7-year-old girl named Jessica, who loved ballet more than anything in the world. She would dance all day and all night if she could. She would even dance in her dreams. Jessica had always been fascinated by the grace and beauty of ballet dancers, and had been taking classes since she was 4 years old. She was always the first one to arrive at class and the last one to leave. Her dedication to the art was unwavering. One day, her ballet teacher announced that they were going to have a big performance in front of the whole school, and Jessica was so excited. She couldn't wait to show off all the hard work she had put in. She had been looking forward to this day for months. However, as the day of the performance got closer, Jessica's excitement turned into anxiety. She had been so busy dancing that she had forgotten to practice her splits. She tried and tried, but she just couldn't do them. She was so upset that she started to cry. She felt like all her hard work had been for nothing. She didn't want to disappoint her teacher or her classmates. She didn't want to ruin the performance. Jessica's parents tried to cheer her up, but nothing seemed to work. She just couldn't shake off the feeling of failure. But her ballet teacher noticed that something was wrong with Jessica. She came over to her and asked her what was wrong. Jessica couldn't help but cry and told her about her struggles with her splits. Her teacher smiled and said, "That's okay, Jessica. Everyone has trouble with something. The important thing is to keep trying. And remember, practice makes perfect." Jessica felt a little better, but she was still worried. She didn't want to mess up the performance. Her teacher assured her that she would help her practice as much as she needed, but Jessica would have to put in the work. So, Jessica started to practice her splits every day with her teacher's guidance. She would practice in class, after class, and even at home. She would practice in front of the mirror and with her friends. She would practice when she was tired and when she was hungry. Eventually, her hard work paid off. Jessica started to see progress. She was able to do the splits, but not perfectly yet. She kept working hard and soon she was able to do them perfectly. She was so proud of herself. She couldn't wait to show off her new skill on the big day. The day of the performance finally arrived, and Jessica was so excited. She was the star of the show, and everyone was cheering for her. She did her splits perfectly, and the whole audience was amazed. She felt like she was on top of the world. After the performance, her classmates and parents came over to tell her how well she did, and how proud they were of her. Her ballet teacher came over to her and said, "I'm so proud of you, Jessica. You worked so hard and never gave up. That's the most important thing." Jessica was beaming with happiness. She had done it. She had conquered her fear and achieved her goal. Jessica learned that if you want to be good at something, you have to practice and never give up. She also learned that it's okay to struggle, and that it's important to ask for help when you need it. She was grateful for her teacher's guidance and support. From that day on, she became even more dedicated to her ballet practice, and she continued to excel in her classes. She even went on to win many awards and competitions. But most importantly, she had the time of her life doing what she loved. Years went by, and Jessica grew up to become a beautiful and talented ballet dancer. She even became a ballet teacher herself, and she always remembered the lessons she learned as a 7-year-old girl. She would tell her students that practice makes perfect, and that they should never give up on their dreams, no matter how hard it may seem. One day, a young girl came to her class who was struggling with her splits, just like Jessica once did. Jessica smiled and remembered the feeling of frustration and disappointment, but also the feeling of accomplishment and pride. She helped the girl with her splits and encouraged her to never give up. The girl practiced hard, and soon she was able to do her splits perfectly, just like Jessica. The girl felt proud of herself and thanked her teacher, just like Jessica had done. Jessica realized that, by passing on the lessons she had learnt, She was not only helping her students, but also keeping the legacy of her own struggle and growth alive. And that was the most rewarding thing of all.